The unexpected visitor. The night sky stretched endlessly above the New Mexico desert, a vast canvas of stars twinkling in the inky blackness. Maya Chen stood outside the Sunspot Solar Observatory, her dark eyes fixed on the heavens above. The cool night air whispered around her, carrying the scent of sage and pine from the surrounding mountains. At 28, Maya was already making waves in the world of astrophysics, her brilliant mind and relentless curiosity driving her to push the boundaries of human knowledge. Tonight, however, something felt different. The stars seemed to pulse with an energy she'd never noticed before, as if they were trying to tell her something. Maya shook her head, chuckling softly at her own fanciful thoughts. She was a scientist, after all, not some starry-eyed dreamer. And yet, she turned and made her way back into the observatory, the automated doors sliding shut behind her with a soft hiss. The main control room was bathed in the soft blue glow of dozens of monitors, each displaying streams of data from the various instruments scattered across the facility. Maya settled into her chair, fingers flying across the keyboard as she began her nightly routine of checking the incoming data. As she scrolled through the readings, something caught her eye. A pattern in the radio signals they'd been receiving, something that didn't fit with any known stellar phenomena. Maya leaned in closer, her heart beginning to race as she realized what she was seeing. "This can't be right," she muttered to herself, quickly pulling up additional data streams to cross-reference. But the more she looked, the clearer it became. The signal was artificial, a repeating pattern that couldn't possibly be natural. Maya's mind whirled with the implications. Was this it? The moment scientists had been waiting for, dreaming of, for centuries. First contact. She was so engrossed in the data that she almost missed the soft chime from the security system. Maya glanced up at the monitor showing the exterior cameras, expecting to see a wandering coyote, or perhaps an overzealous amateur astronomer trying to sneak a peek at the facility. What she saw instead made her blood run cold. A figure stood just outside the main entrance, tall and slender, its form obscured by some kind of shimmering field that seemed to bend the light around it. As Maya watched, frozen in shock, the figure reached out and touched the keypad by the door. There was a spark of energy, and then the doors slid open. Maya's mind raced. She should call security, alert the authorities. But curiosity, that same driving force that had brought her to this remote observatory in the first place, kept her rooted to the spot. Whatever was happening, she realized, was directly connected to the signal she'd just discovered. This was her chance to be at the forefront of the most important scientific discovery in human history. The sound of footsteps echoed down the hallway, growing louder as they approached the control room. Maya stood, her heart pounding in her chest, as the door slid open. The being that stepped through was unlike anything Maya had ever seen. Tall and lithe, with skin that shimmered like polished opal, it moved with an otherworldly grace. Its large, almond-shaped eyes were a swirling pool of silver, reflecting the light of the monitors like twin moons. It had no visible mouth, but somehow Maya knew it could communicate. For a long moment, they simply stared at each other, human and alien, two beings separated by vast gulfs of space and evolution, meeting for the first time. Then, to Maya's utter astonishment, the alien spoke. Its voice seemed to bypass her ears entirely, resonating directly in her mind. "Greetings, Maya Chen of Earth," it said, the words clear and crisp in her thoughts. "I am Xirex, scout of the Galactic Confederation. I come seeking your help, for the fate of your world hangs in the balance." Maya's scientific mind warred with the sheer impossibility of what was happening. 1,000 questions flooded her thoughts, but she forced herself to focus on the most pressing one. How do you know my name?" she managed to ask, her voice barely above a whisper. Xyrex's head tilted slightly, a gesture that seemed almost human in its curiosity. "We have been observing your planet for some time," it explained. "Your work, your dedication to understanding the cosmos, it has not gone unnoticed. That is why I've come to you, Maya Chen. You, more than any other human, might understand the gravity of what I must tell you." Maya's scientific training kicked in, pushing aside her initial shock and fear. She straightened her back, meeting Zyrex's silvery gaze with determination. "Tell me everything," she said. And so, as the night deepened outside and the stars wheeled overhead, Zyrex began to speak. It told of a vast galactic community, of civilizations that spanned entire star systems. It spoke of wonders beyond human imagining, of technologies that seemed like magic, and of dangers lurking in the dark spaces between the stars. But most importantly, it spoke of a threat not just to Earth, but to the entire galaxy. "There is a race," Zyrex explained, its mental voice grave, "known as the Void Hunters. They consume entire worlds, stripping them of resources and leaving nothing but lifeless husks in their wake, and they have set their sights on your solar system." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. "But why come to me?" she asked. "Surely there are others, leaders, military strategists, who would be better equipped to deal with this threat." Zyrex's silvery eyes seemed to shimmer with an emotion Maya couldn't quite identify. "Because, Maya Chen, your people have something that the rest of the galaxy lacks, something that may be the key to stopping the Void Hunters once and for all." "What's that?" Maya asked, leaning forward, her curiosity piqued. "Humanity's greatest strength," Zyrex replied, "is not your technology, which is primitive by galactic standards. It is not your military might, which would be insignificant against the Void Hunters. No, your strength lies in your creativity, your adaptability, your sheer determination in the face of overwhelming odds. In short, Maya Chen, humanity's greatest weapon is its indomitable spirit." Maya sat back, stunned by Zyrex's words. She had always believed in the potential of humanity, in the power of human ingenuity and perseverance. But to hear an advanced alien being express such faith in her species was both thrilling and terrifying. "So what do we do?" she asked, her mind already racing with possibilities. Zyrex stepped closer, its opalescent skin shimmering in the low light of the control room. "We prepare," it said simply. "I will share with you knowledge of advanced technologies, of the Void Hunters' weaknesses, but it will be up to you, Maya Chen, to rally your people, to awaken that spark of ingenuity and courage that makes humanity unique." As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Maya realized that her life and the fate of all humanity had irrevocably changed. The stars she had spent her life studying now held not just scientific mysteries, but the promise of a vast, complex galactic community and the threat of annihilation. She looked at Zyrex, this alien being who had traveled unimaginable distances to seek humanity's help. In its silvery eyes, she saw reflected the enormity of the task ahead, but also a glimmer of hope. "I'll do it," Maya said, her voice firm with resolve. "Whatever it takes, I'll help you prepare Earth for what's coming." Zyrex's form seemed to shimmer with approval. "Then let us begin, Maya Chen. For the sake of your world and all worlds, let us forge a path to victory against the darkness that threatens us all." As the sun rose over the New Mexico desert, bathing the observatory in golden light, Maya Chen and Zyrex, human and alien, stood side by side, united in purpose. The greatest challenge in human history lay ahead, but with it came the opportunity for humanity to prove its worth among the stars. The adventure had only just begun. Quantum entanglement of hearts. The following weeks were a whirlwind of activity for Maya Chen. Her life had been turned upside down by Zyrex's arrival, and the weight of their shared secret pressed heavily upon her. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders, a burden she had never imagined bearing. As the sun rose over the New Mexico desert, painting the sky in hues of lavender and gold, Maya stood outside the observatory, sipping her morning coffee. Zyrex materialized beside her, its opalescent skin shimmering in the early light. "Your Earth's sunrises are quite beautiful," Zyrex observed, its mental voice tinged with something akin to wonder. Maya smiled, despite the gravity of their situation. "They are. I hope we can keep them that way." Inside the observatory, They had converted one of the unused storage rooms into a makeshift alien tech lab. Xerex had been true to its word, sharing knowledge of advanced technologies that made Maya's head spin. Today, they were working on something Xerex called a quantum entanglement communicator. This device, Xerex explained as they entered the lab, will allow us to communicate instantaneously across vast distances. It will be crucial for coordinating Earth's defenses against the Void Hunters. Maya nodded, her mind already racing with the implications. And it operates on principles of quantum entanglement. That's incredible. We've only theorized about such technology. As they worked, Maya couldn't help but marvel at how quickly she had adapted to working alongside an alien being. Xerex's presence, once shocking, had become almost comforting. They worked in tandem, human ingenuity complementing alien knowledge in ways that continually surprised them both. You know, Maya said, as she carefully adjusted a component of the communicator, I've been thinking about what you said about humanity's indomitable spirit. I'm not sure I fully understood what you meant at first, but I think I'm starting to get it. Xerex tilted its head, a gesture Maya had come to recognize as curiosity. Please elaborate. Maya paused, considering her words carefully. Well, look at what we're doing right now. A month ago, I didn't even know aliens existed. Now I'm building technology centuries beyond anything we've developed on Earth. And I'm not just following your instructions, I'm innovating, finding ways to improve on your designs. Xerex's silvery eyes seemed to shimmer with approval. Precisely, Maya Chen. This adaptability, this ability to take new information and not just understand it, but improve upon it, this is unique to your species. As they continued to work, Maya's mind wandered to the enormity of the task ahead. Xerex, she said hesitantly, how are we going to convince the world's leaders about the threat we're facing? They're going to think I've lost my mind. Xerex was quiet for a moment, its mental voice thoughtful when it finally responded. Perhaps we need not convince them all at once. Your internet, primitive though it may be, provides a unique opportunity. We can disseminate information gradually, building a grassroots movement. Maya's eyes widened as the implications sank in. A viral campaign, but not for marketing or memes, for saving the world. Over the next few days, they'd put their plan into action. Maya, using her reputation in the scientific community, began posting cryptic messages on social media platforms. She shared fragments of advanced mathematical equations, snippets of alien language, and tantalizing hints about breakthrough technologies. The internet, predictably, went wild. Conspiracy theorists, science enthusiasts, and curious onlookers all began to take notice. Hashtags like #MayaScode and #CosmicBreakthrough began trending globally. But as their plan gained traction, so did the risks. One evening, as Maya was poring over data on her computer, an alert flashed on her screen. Someone had breached the observatory's firewall. Xerex, she called out, panic rising in her voice. We've got a problem. The alien appeared by her side instantly, its form shimmering into existence. What is it, Maya Chen? Someone's hacking into our systems. They're good, really good. I can't stop them. Xerex's mental voice was calm, but Maya could sense an undercurrent of concern. It seems we've attracted unwanted attention sooner than anticipated. We must accelerate our plans. As Maya frantically tried to counter the cyber attack, the lab's lights suddenly went out, plunging them into darkness. The emergency generators kicked in moments later, bathing the room in an eerie red glow. Maya Chen, Xerex said urgently, we must leave. Now. But it was too late. The lab door burst open, and a team of black-clad figures stormed in, weapons raised. Maya's heart pounded in her chest as she raised her hands, her mind racing to find a way out of this situation. The leader of the group stepped forward, lowering his weapon slightly. Dr. Maya Chen, he asked, his voice gruff but not hostile. Maya nodded, trying to keep her voice steady. Yes, that's me. Who are you? The man reached into his pocket and pulled out a badge. Agent David Reeves, United States Space Force Intelligence Division. We need you to come with us. Both of you, he added, his eyes flickering to Xerx. Maya's mind reeled. Space Force Intelligence. She hadn't even known such a division existed. She glanced at Xerx, unsure of what to do. Xerx's mental voice echoed in her mind, calm and reassuring. Do not fear, Maya Chen. Perhaps this is the opportunity we have been waiting for. As they were led out of the observatory, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that they were stepping into a new phase of their mission, one that would test not just her intelligence, but her courage and her faith in humanity's potential. The desert night was cool and clear, the stars twinkling overhead as they were ushered into a sleek, unmarked aircraft. As the engines rolled to life and they lifted off into the sky, Maya realized that their quest to save Earth had just become a lot more complicated and a lot more real. Little did she know that this was just the beginning of a journey that would take her from the deserts of New Mexico to the heights of Earth's orbit, and eventually to the very edges of known space. The battle for Earth's future was about to begin in earnest, and Maya Chen, the brilliant astrophysicist who had always looked to the stars, was going to be right at the center of it all. As the aircraft soared through the night sky, Maya felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. Whatever came next, she knew that the fate of humanity would depend on her ability to bridge the gap between two worlds, to be the link between Earth and the vast, unknown universe that awaited them. Xerx's presence beside her was a comfort, a reminder that she wasn't alone in this monumental task. As they flew towards an uncertain future, Maya steeled herself for the challenges ahead. The Void Hunters were coming, but Earth had something they didn't expect. A determined young scientist and her alien ally, ready to unlock humanity's true potential. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter as they soared onwards, as if the universe itself was watching, waiting to see what this unlikely pair would do next. The adventure was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. The Nexus Protocol. The sleek aircraft touched down on a hidden runway, nestled deep within the Rocky Mountains. As Maya and Xerx were escorted out, they found themselves facing a sight that took Maya's breath away. A massive, gleaming facility seamlessly integrated into the mountainside, its architecture a blend of human and clearly alien design. Welcome to Nexus Point, Agent Reeves announced, a hint of pride in his voice. Earth's first and only extraterrestrial collaborative research center. Maya's mind reeled. How long has this been here? She asked, unable to keep the awe from her voice. Longer than you believe, Dr. Chen, Reeves replied cryptically. But recent events have accelerated our timeline. As they entered the facility, Maya and Xerx were led through a series of security checkpoints, each more advanced than the last. Maya couldn't help but notice how the human guards and scientists they passed reacted to Xerx, with a mix of cautious familiarity and lingering awe. Clearly, her alien companion wasn't the first extraterrestrial being they'd encountered. They finally arrived at a vast, circular chamber dominated by a holographic display of the Milky Way galaxy. Around the room, humans and aliens of various species worked side by side at sleek, futuristic consoles. A tall, distinguished-looking woman with silver hair approached them. Dr. Maya Chen Xerx, welcome to the heart of Earth's Defense Initiative. I'm Director Evelyn Frost. Maya shook the offered hand, her head spinning. I don't understand. If you already knew about the alien threat, why did you need us? Frost's expression grew grave. Because, Dr. Chen, despite all our preparations, we're losing. The Void Hunters are unlike anything we've ever encountered. That's where you come in. Over the next few hours, Maya and Xerx were briefed on the true extent of the situation. Earth had been in secret contact with various alien civilizations for decades, slowly building up its defenses and technological capabilities. But the Void Hunters were a threat on an unprecedented scale. We've managed to reverse engineer some alien tech, Frost explained, gesturing to the advanced equipment around them. But we're missing something crucial. The Void Hunters adapt too quickly, countering every strategy we develop. Xyrex's mental voice resonated with a mixture of concern and hope. This is why I sought out Maya Chen. Her unique perspective, combined with humanity's innate creativity, may be the key to developing a strategy the Void Hunters cannot adapt to. Maya felt the weight of expectation settle on her shoulders, but instead of feeling overwhelmed, she felt a surge of determination. This was what she had been preparing for her entire life, even as she hadn't known it. "Show me everything you've got," she said, rolling up her sleeves. "Let's get to work." Over the next few weeks, Maya threw herself into the challenge with a fervor that impressed even the seasoned scientists at Nexus Point. She pored over battle simulations, studied Void Hunter attack patterns, and worked tirelessly to integrate her astrophysics knowledge with the advanced alien technology at her disposal. One night, as she was staring at a holographic model of a Void Hunter ship, something clicked in her mind. "That's it," she exclaimed, startling the few researchers still working in the lab. "Xyrex, remember how we were working on the quantum entanglement communicator?" Xyrex materialized beside her, its silver eyes gleaming with interest. "Indeed, Maya Chen. What have you discovered?" Maya's fingers flew over the holographic interface, making rapid adjustments to the model. "What if we apply the same principle to their ships? Not for communication, but for disruption." As she explained her idea, the other scientists gathered around, their excitement growing. Maya's plan was audacious: to create a network of quantum-entangled particles that could be used to destabilize the Void Hunters' advanced propulsion systems. "It's risky," Director Frost said, her brow furrowed in thought. "We need to get close enough to seed their ships with the entangled particles." "That's where I come in," a new voice announced. Maya turned to see a young man striding into the lab, his confident gait marking him as a pilot. "Captain Jack Harper, at your service. If you can build it, I can fly it." And so began Project Nexus, a daring plan to turn the tide against the Void Hunters. Maya worked tirelessly with a team of human and alien scientists, pushing the boundaries of quantum physics in ways she had never imagined possible. They developed a new class of stealth ship, incorporating both human ingenuity and alien technology. At its heart was the Nexus Core, a device capable of generating and controlling vast networks of quantum-entangled particles. As the day of the mission approached, Maya found herself working closely with Captain Harper, integrating the Nexus Core into his ship. Despite the gravity of their situation, she found herself drawn to his roguish charm and unwavering optimism. "You know," Harper said one day, as they were running final diagnostics, "when I joined the Space Force, I never imagined I'd be flying a quantum ship designed by a genius scientist to save the world from alien invaders." Maya couldn't help but laugh. "And I never thought I'd be the genius scientist in that scenario. Funny how life works out." The night before the mission, Maya stood on an observation deck, gazing out at the star-filled sky. Xyrex joined her, its presence a comforting constant in the whirlwind her life had become. "Are you prepared for tomorrow, Maya Chen?" the alien asked, its mental voice tinged with concern. Maya took a deep breath, considering the question. "As ready as I'll ever be, I suppose. Xyrex, thank you for believing in me, in humanity. Whatever happens tomorrow, I want you to know that you've changed my life, changed our world for the better." Xyrex's form seemed to shimmer with emotion. "And you, Maya Chen, have shown me the true potential of your species. Whatever the outcome, know that you have already achieved something remarkable. You have given hope to the galaxy." As they stood there, human and alien united in purpose, Maya felt a profound sense of connection, not just to Xyrex, but to the vast, star-studded universe spread out before them. Tomorrow, they would take the fight to the Void Hunters, armed with the most powerful weapons of all, human ingenuity and the unbreakable bonds of friendship that transcended the barriers of species and space. The Nexus Protocol was more than just a military strategy. It was a testament to what could be achieved when different races came together, combining their strengths and overcoming their differences. As the first light of dawn began to break over the mountains, Maya knew that win or lose, they had already proven that humanity deserved its place among the stars. With one last look at the fading stars, Maya turned and headed back into the facility. It was time to prepare for the most important day in human history, the day they would fight not just for Earth, but for the future of the entire galaxy. Little did Maya know that the coming battle would test not just her scientific theories, but the very essence of what it meant to be human. The Void Hunters were about to face something they had never encountered before, a species whose strength lay not in advanced technology or overwhelming force, but in their boundless creativity, their unyielding spirit, and their capacity for forging connections that defied the cold logic of the universe. The stage was set for an epic confrontation that would determine the fate of Earth and reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. And at the center of it all stood Maya Chen, the stargazer who had become humanity's greatest hope. Echoes of eternity. The launch bay of Nexus Point buzzed with nervous energy as Maya Chen made her final preparations. The quantum stealth ship, christened Stardancer, gleamed under the harsh lights, its sleek form a testament to the fusion of human and alien technology. Captain Jack Harper ran through his pre-flight checklist, his usual bravado tempered by the gravity of their mission. As Maya inputted the last algorithms into the Nexus core, Xerex approached her, its opalescent form shimmering with an intensity she'd never seen before. Maya Chen, the alien's mental voice resonated with urgency. There is something I must share with you before you depart. A truth I have kept hidden, even from myself. Maya's hands stilled over the console. What is it, Xerex? The alien's silver eyes seemed to swirl with conflicting emotions. I am not merely a scout of the Galactic Confederation. I was, one of the Void Hunters. The revelation hit Maya like a physical blow. She stumbled back, her mind reeling. What? But how? Why? Xerex's form flickered, as if the admission had weakened its very essence. The Void Hunters were not always as they are now. Once we were seekers of knowledge, explorers of the cosmos. But we discovered something, deep in the fabric of space-time, a force we called the Eternal Echo. As Xerex spoke, holographic images sprang to life around them, depicting swirling vortexes of energy and strange, abstract forms that hurt Maya's eyes to look at directly. The Eternal Echo showed us glimpses of all possible futures, of the heat death of the universe itself. In our arrogance, we sought to harness it, to transcend the limits of our mortality. But in doing so, we lost ourselves. The Void Hunters you face now are my people, twisted by the Echo, consumed by the need to devour worlds in a futile attempt to stave off the inevitable end of all things. Maya's scientific mind raced to process this information. But you're different. You broke free somehow. Xerex nodded, a gesture it had adopted from its time among humans. I retained a fragment of my original self, enough to recognize the horror of what we had become. I fled, seeking a way to stop my people. And then I found Earth, found you, Maya Chen. In humanity's spirit, in your boundless creativity and hope, I saw a potential that even the Eternal Echo had not foreseen. The implications of Xerex's revelation were staggering. Maya's plan to use quantum entanglement against the Void Hunters took on new significance. The Nexus Protocol, she breathed. It's not just about disrupting their ships, is it? We're going to try to break their connection to the Eternal Echo. Yes, Xerex confirmed, but it will take more than technology. It will require a force that the Echo cannot predict or control, the human spirit. A klaxon sounded, signaling the imminent launch. Captain Harper's voice crackled over the intercom. Dr. Chen, we need to go, now. Maya locked eyes with Xerex, 1,000 unspoken words passing between them. Thank you for telling me, she said softly. We won't let you down. As Maya boarded the Stardancer, her mind whirled with the new information. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire universe, hung in the balance. The Nexus Protocol was no longer just a defensive strategy. It was a chance to redeem a fallen civilization and reshape the destiny of all sentient life. The ship's engines roared to life, and Maya felt the familiar thrill of liftoff. But this time, it was tinged with a profound sense of purpose. They weren't just flying into space, they were embarking on a journey to the very heart of existence itself. As the Stardumser breached Earth's atmosphere, a shimmering portal opened before them, a hyperspace gateway that would take them to the front lines of the battle against the Void Hunters. Maya took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. "Ready for this, Doc?" Captain Harper asked, his hands steady on the controls. Maya managed a small smile. "As ready as I'll ever be. Let's make history." The Stardumser plunged into the portal, streaks of light and color washing over the ship as they hurtled through hyperspace. Maya's fingers flew over the Nexus Core's interface, making last-minute adjustments to account for Zlerex's revelations. When they emerged from hyperspace, the sight that greeted them was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. A massive fleet of Void Hunter ships hung in space, their dark, angular forms a stark contrast to the star-studded backdrop. And behind them loomed something that defied comprehension, a swirling vortex of energy that seemed to bend and distort the very fabric of space-time around it. "The Eternal Echo," Maya whispered, her voice filled with wonder and dread. "Ah, Doc." Harper's voice was tense. "We've got company." A squadron of Void Hunter fighters peeled away from the main fleet, streaking towards the Stardumser. The ship's stealth systems engaged, rendering them nearly invisible, but Maya knew it was only a matter of time before they were detected. "Initiating Nexus Protocol," she announced, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. The Nexus Core hummed to life, sending out waves of quantum-entangled particles. As they washed over the approaching Void Hunter ships, Maya saw the results immediately. The enemy fighters began to falter, their movements becoming erratic. "It's working," Harper explained, skillfully maneuvering the Stardumser through the chaos. But Maya knew this was just the beginning. Her gaze was fixed on the Eternal Echo, that swirling maelstrom of temporal energy. "We need to get closer," she said. "The core of their fleet, near the Echo. That's where we'll have the greatest impact." Harper nodded grimly, pushing the ship to its limits as they dove deeper into the heart of the Void Hunter Armada. Explosions bloomed around them as affected ships collided or simply fell apart, their quantum structures destabilized by the Nexus Protocol. As they neared the Eternal Echo, Maya felt a strange sensation wash over her. Images flashed through her mind, glimpses of possible futures, of paths not taken. She saw Earth in ruins, saw it thriving among the stars, saw versions of herself she didn't recognize. "The Echo," she gasped. "It's trying to communicate." Through the haze of visions, Maya's hands moved almost of their own accord, making adjustments to the Nexus Core. She understood now, on a level beyond conscious thought, what needed to be done. "Captain," she called out, her voice steady despite the chaos around them, "I need you to fly us directly into the Echo." Harper's eyes widened. "You can't be serious. We'll be torn apart." Maya shook her head. "Trust me, it's the only way." For a moment, Harper hesitated. Then, with a roguish grin, he nodded. "Well, Doc, it's been an honor. Let's save the universe, shall we?" The Stardumser turned, aiming straight for the heart of the swirling vortex. As they approached, the ship shuddered, buffeted by waves of temporal energy. Warning alarms blared throughout the cockpit. Maya closed her eyes, focusing all her will on the Nexus Core. She thought of Earth, of Zlerix, of all the beings throughout the galaxy whose fate hung in the balance. She thought of the indomitable human spirit, of the creativity and hope that had brought them to this moment. As the Stardumser plunged into the Eternal Echo, Maya felt a surge of energy unlike anything she had ever experienced. The quantum-entangled particles from the Nexus Core spread out, not just through space, but through time itself. They connected with every possible version of reality, creating a web of potentiality that encompassed all of existence. For a timeless moment, Maya Chen stood at the crossroads of eternity. She saw the Void Hunters as they once were, and as they could be again. She saw the grand tapestry of the universe, every thread interconnected, every choice reverberating across the cosmos. And then, with a thought that encompassed the sum of human experience, all our triumphs and failures, our loves and losses, our boundless capacity for growth and change, Maya Chen rewrote the story of the universe. The eternal echo imploded, collapsing in on itself. The Void Hunter fleet shimmered and transformed, the twisted shapes of their ships morphing into sleeker, more organic forms. And at the center of it all, the Stardancer emerged, battered but intact. As alarms blared and systems flickered around them, Maya opened her eyes. Through the viewscreen, she saw a changed galaxy. The oppressive darkness of the Void Hunter fleet was gone, replaced by a vast armada of ships that pulsed with vibrant, living energy. Did we do it? Harper asked, his voice filled with awe. Maya nodded, tears streaming down her face. We did more than win a battle, Captain. We reshaped destiny itself. As the transformed fleet began to move, no longer bent on destruction but on exploration and connection, Maya knew that the adventure was far from over. Humanity had proven itself on a cosmic scale, and now the true journey, to take its place among the stars, was just beginning. The Stardancer limped back towards Earth, carrying with it the promise of a new era for all sentient life. Maya Chen, the stargazer who had become the savior of the galaxy, looked out at the infinite expanse of space and smiled. The universe, in all its infinite possibility, awaited. Symphony of the Cosmos. The return of the Stardancer to Earth marked the dawn of a new era for humanity. As Maya Chen and Captain Jack Harper stepped off the ship, they were greeted not just by the team at Nexus Point, but by a global audience. The secret of humanity's place in the cosmos could no longer be contained. Zyrex stood at the forefront of the welcoming committee, its opalescent form shimmering with an energy that seemed both familiar and utterly transformed. As Maya approached, she felt a new connection to the alien being, as if the boundaries between their species had somehow blurred. Welcome back, Maya Chen. Zerex's mental voice resonated with a warmth that brought tears to Maya's eyes. You have done more than save us. You have awakened us to a new reality. Director Frost stepped forward, her usual stoic demeanor softened by a look of wonder. Dr. Chen, the reports we're receiving from across the galaxy, it's beyond anything we could have imagined. Can you explain what happened out there? Maya took a deep breath, knowing that her words would be broadcast to billions across the Earth and beyond. We didn't just stop the Void Hunters, she began, her voice steady despite her exhaustion. We reshaped the very fabric of reality. The Nexus Protocol, combined with the power of the Eternal Echo, allowed us to tap into something I can only describe as the cosmic consciousness. As she spoke, holographic displays sprang to life around them, showing images from across the galaxy. Transformed Void Hunter ships, now elegant and organic in design, were seen approaching various worlds not as conquerors, but as allies. Strange, beautiful structures were forming in the depths of space, bridging vast distances between stars. The Eternal Echo showed us all possible futures, Maya continued, but it was human creativity, our ability to imagine beyond those possibilities, that allowed us to forge a new path. We didn't just choose a future, we created one that hadn't existed before. Captain Harper chimed in, his usual bravado tempered by genuine awe. It was like nothing I've ever experienced. For a moment, I could feel every version of myself across countless realities. And then, somehow, the doc here, he gestured to Maya with a grin, she brought it all together. Zyrex stepped forward, addressing the global audience. What Maya Chen and your Earth forces have done is unprecedented in the history of the cosmos. They have unlocked a potential that even the most advanced civilizations had only theorized about, the ability to consciously direct the evolution of the universe itself. The implications of this statement sent shockwaves through the assembled crowd and across the watching world. Maya could almost feel the collective intake of breath as humanity grappled with its new place in the cosmic order. But the story was far from over. In the days and weeks that followed, Earth became the focal point of a galactic renaissance. The transformed Void Hunters, now calling themselves the Cosmic Harmonists, arrived in peace, eager to share their knowledge and make amends for their past actions. Maya found herself at the center of it all, working tirelessly to help humanity adapt to its new role. The Nexus Protocol, once a weapon, was now being repurposed as a tool for galactic communication and cooperation. Scientists from 1,000 worlds collaborated on projects that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. One morning, as Maya stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed orbital Nexus, a vast space station that served as Earth's gateway to the stars, she felt a familiar presence beside her. "Zorex," she said warmly, turning to greet her alien friend. But the sight that met her eyes made her gasp. Zorix's form had changed, becoming more fluid, more radiant. It was as if the alien's inner light was now fully visible. "Maya Chen," Zorix's mental voice was filled with excitement. "We have made a discovery that will change everything once again." The alien gestured, and a holographic display appeared before them, showing a strange, swirling pattern of energy. "We have detected rhythms in the cosmic consciousness," Zyrex explained. "Patterns that suggest the universe itself might be alive." Maya's scientific mind raced with the implications. "You mean like a vast cosmic organism?" Zyrex's form pulsed with enthusiasm. "More than that. We believe the universe might be trying to communicate, and thanks to the Nexus Protocol, we might be able to communicate back." The idea was staggering. Maya had thought that reshaping reality was the pinnacle of what they could achieve, but this was something else entirely. "How do we even begin to approach something like this?" she asked, her voice filled with wonder. "That, Maya Chen, is where humanity's unique gifts come into play once again," Zyrex replied. "Your species' ability to find patterns, to create art and music, to think in abstract ways, these may be the very tools we need to decode the universe's message." And so began the greatest collaborative effort in the history of sentient life. The Cosmic Symphony Project, as it came to be known, brought together scientists, artists, musicians, and visionaries from across the galaxy. Earth, with its rich history of art and culture, became the heart of this grand endeavor. Maya found herself working alongside composers who translated cosmic radiation into haunting melodies, artists who painted with starlight, and mathematicians who found equations in the very pulse of space-time. The boundaries between science and art, between the physical and the spiritual, blurred and dissolved. As the project progressed, strange phenomena began to occur across the galaxy. New forms of life emerged on barren worlds, that evolution seemingly accelerated. Stars that were thought dead flickered back to life. And in the depths of space, vast structures of pure energy began to form, creating a network that spanned the cosmos. It was Captain Harper, of all people, who first noticed the pattern. "It's like a neural network," he said during one of the project briefings. "As if the entire universe is forming some kind of brain." The captain's insight proved to be the key. As the team adjusted their approach, treating the cosmic patterns like the firing of neurons in a vast mind, breakthroughs came rapidly. They were on the verge of establishing true communication with the living universe itself. On the day of the first planned conversation, Maya stood in the grand amphitheater of the orbital nexus. Around her, beings from 1,000 worlds waited with bated breath. A massive array of instruments, some recognizable, others utterly alien, stood ready to transmit the carefully composed cosmic symphony. As the music began, filling the amphitheater with a melody that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of reality, Maya felt a shift in the air around her. The boundaries of her consciousness expanded, and suddenly she was aware of something vast, ancient, and unutterably alien, yet at the same time deeply familiar. The universe was awakening, becoming aware of itself through the combined consciousness of all its inhabitants, and humanity, with its unique blend of logic and creativity, of science and art, had been the catalyst. In that moment of cosmic awakening, Maya Chen understood the true legacy of the stargazer. It wasn't just about looking up at the night sky and wondering what was out there. It was about recognizing that we are all part of something greater, a vast cosmic story that we have the power to shape. As the last notes of the symphony faded away, a new sound filled the air, a harmonic resonance that seemed to come from everywhere at once. The universe was responding, reaching out to its children across the vastness of space and time. Maya looked around the amphitheater, seeing tears of joy and wonder on faces human and alien alike. They had done it. They had not only secured humanity's place among the stars, but had helped to awaken the very cosmos itself. As the reverberations of this cosmic conversation spread across reality, Maya knew that this was not an ending, but a beginning. The greatest adventure in the history of consciousness was just getting started, and humanity, with its boundless creativity and indomitable spirit, would be at the forefront. The stars had once been distant points of light, objects of study and wonder. Now they were the synapses of a living, thinking universe, a universe that humanity had helped to awaken, and in that awakening, in the grand symphony of the cosmos, every being, every world, every atom sang with the joy of existence and the promise of infinite possibility. Maya Chen, the stargazer who had become the cosmic conductor, smiled as she felt the pulse of the living universe all around her. The legacy she and her fellow humans had created would resonate through eternity, a testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and the unbreakable bonds of connection that transcend all boundaries. The universe was alive, aware, and filled with wonder, and humanity, once a small species on a tiny blue planet, had found its true home in the grand cosmic dance.